suplex.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Thoughts Gone Anywhere. Coming to you live from the Las Vegas studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Aaron Phillips, the man in the middle of the Jeep, the man to his right, Mr. Matt Mullen.
What's up?
Gentlemen, how we doing? Before I introduce our in-studio guests who have absolutely nothing to do on a Saturday but come to our studio.
Top of the morning and bottom of the afternoon.
What about the evening?
Ain't got there yet.
To be determined.
To be determined.
TBD.
Oh, my goodness. We are loaded. We're going to talk about WrestleMania Backlash a little bit later on because I think we hit pretty good on our predictions last week.
Yeah.
Especially on the big ones. It's about time we got a few, right? Now, today's special bell ringer. The bell master who critiques everybody in the chat room.
Hit the bell on the side, not on the top.
See? Got to take the Master Chief's class. Mr. Thomas Brunette joins us in the DJ booth. Bell ringer, how are you, sir?
Good, how are you guys?
We're doing well. Thank you for coming in, and also big supporter of what we do here at TCA. And also a gentleman who literally, I mean, he said it on the show. He listens to us when he gets up and goes to work Saturdays. Somehow we got today off, and he said, you know what, I got nothing to do. My wife's still in bed, and let me go hang out with the guys because I'm lonely. I have nothing to do. So Shawn Hyde joins us in studio. What's up, bud?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Not much, man. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Listen, I have to say, we have a lot of great fans and supporters. But I think, these two guys, they're like 1 and 1A with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Everybody loves us. But these guys, they don't miss a show.
Nope.
Did I stun you, Chief, into silence with that? The hell? He's like, I was worried if you were breathing there for a second still. Now, Shawn, before we went on the air, you said something that you wanted to explain why there's two of you here today.
After talking to Chief this week, I thought that Thomas and I there needed to be two of us here because we needed to replace the beauty and charisma that sat in the DJ booth last week.
Miss Brandy.
And Miss Brandy. Yeah. Hi, Brandy.
Yeah, hopefully she'll I don't know if she's in there yet, but there are some folks in the chat room. 702-329-6947. Press 1 to come into the studio and chat with us. We got a lot going on today. With that, let's get started with I Hear Voices. That's not bad. I think he's getting there. Who's going to be in the chat room to critique Thomas now? Is he going to critique himself?
I will critique myself.
There you go.
Like hell you will.
Well, if it doesn't work, we got Shawn in the bullpen. You know what I'm saying? Rumor is Vince has already canceled the push for Carrillo as he was about to challenge Sheamus for the U.S. title. His push seemed to go to Ricochet. I'm seeing that. Yeah, that's a great point. I'm glad we're starting off with that one because I think what we've seen Cesaro yesterday getting his ass beat. I'm afraid that his push is coming to an end, and possibly the same thing for Big E with Aleister Black coming back. Now so there's a lot going on. Gentlemen, Matt, let's start with you.
I think the Carrillo push is over just because of that botch. I'm pretty sure McMahon was just like, nope, not that guy. Never mind. Put him back.
Chief.
Yeah, but to me, Ricochet's he's not a heavyweight.
No,
okay?
But neither was Daniel Bryan, though.
Bryant's cut from a different mold.
Gotcha.
Okay, he just is. Ricochet is not a heavyweight. He's a middleweight.
Okay.
And I want to know where Keith Lee's at.
Listen, there's a lot of mystery around Keith, just in terms of what the hell's going on. Thomas, what's your thoughts on the push ending?
It sucks. It looked like he was going to get a good run there, but Vince, he gets a whim and he changes his plans at the last minute.
Very true. I mean, he just, like you said, he botched this, he's no good, and so let's move on. All right, next topic. Rumor is there will be new sets for Raw and SmackDown.
If we don't get the SmackDown fist, it's all a waste.
Do you watch the one about the treasures when they go hunting for artifacts?
Yeah.
Whenever in the warehouse, you ever notice that check your wire? There you go. that the fist, it's funny you mention that, is always in the background when they're interviewing Triple H as part of that. Did you notice that?
Yep, I've seen it. Yep.
So you talk about it. It's not on the set, but there we see it on that show vividly.
Everyone had like the old school SmackDown. All they had was like the hologram of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, you can't have an old school SmackDown and not bring back the old set. You guys have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
There's no traveling. Just bring it down there, set it up, and be done
Totally
with it.
agree.
Man, just go back to old school period. WWWF. They didn't have none of that shit. They don't need none of that shit. It's all glorified stuff that hypes the fans up so they'll spend more money for WWE. Okay, just go back to the WWWF when Vince's dad ran it.
Worldwide Wrestling Federation. That's what I grew up on, was the Triple WF. That's what I was watching. Channel 9, Sea Caucus, New Jersey. All right, next topic. Rumor is that Moose might be heading to NXT when his Impact contract expires in June.
NXT.
Yeah? Yes?
I don't care.
He's a good talent. It'd be kind of interesting to see him there, but kind of strange that he's saying that kind of stuff as he's about to face the Impact champion on pay-per-view, Kenny Omega. So it's kind of possibly giving away that story here without saying anything directly.
I seen a very interesting tweet this morning. I tried to look it up before we went on because I seen this, on our run sheet. But Wrestling Observer posted that Moose had signed a new contract with Impact Wrestling, and his response to that was, "Nope."
Well, that's pretty straightforward.
So
there you go.
Sounds like somebody else we know.
Yeah, exactly. All right, before I forget, 702-329-6947. Press the number 1 to come into the studio if you're outside the United States, 1-855-502-4321. You can also send us a tweet on Twitter using hashtag ThoughtsCountAnywhere. We will put your message up on the screen. We'll respond to it. All right, before we go on to talk about WrestleMania Backlash, Mr. Producer, can you bring up that picture of the one I sent you this morning? Garth.
He probably can't because he didn't have his cereal.
Yeah, I know. We need to have a segment. I mean, what's Aaron eating? Aaron E. eating, not this guy.
He had freaking donuts again this morning.
Well, that's okay. Courtesy of Chief.
No cereal, though.
All right, so
Did they have Krispy Kreme cereal we can buy for him?
just
no.
take a donut, put milk over it, and mash it up. That's all. I mean, you can do that. Okay. On the screen, you see the logo for an organization called Nevada Coalition for Suicide Prevention. Why do we bring that up? Well, our good friend and sponsor, Garth, who has been on the show and has been around since day one, also Garth Wall, we decided with the help of him and Matt, if you go to the computer screen for a moment, we designed a shirt specific to Garth. Again, great follower, sponsor. As soon as we're able to bring, there you go. So this is a brand new shirt, hot off the presses. Eat, sleep, watch wrestling, repeat. Hashtag got Garth with it. Yeah, there's no ED. It's just Garth with a D. Why do we bring this up? Number one, because it's a funny shirt and we love it. Which, you know what? When I'm done talking about this, let's talk about the other news about merchandise. Okay, we might as well stay there. But here's a cool thing. This shirt is being dedicated to Garth's grandfather, who he lost years ago. 50% of the net proceeds on the sale of this shirt is going to be donated to the Nevada place of I'm forgetting.
Nevada Prevention.
Yeah, the Nevada Suicide Prevention. I don't know why I'm having trouble this morning. You know what? I haven't had my second donut yet. Eileen, don't listen to that. Anyway, so the Nevada Coalition for Suicide Prevention is going to get the benefits of 50% of net proceeds from Eat, Sleep, Watch Wrestling, Repeat, courtesy of Garth Wall. We thank you so much. And Garth, you work with a bunch of people where you are. They need to buy shirts. Guys here in the studio, let's support a cause and let's get this shirt. And anybody out there watching, we would appreciate you supporting it. Just simply go to our shop tab on our website, click the shop, scroll down to show. We got some new shirts on there too, by the way. If I had a mouse, it would be a lot easier, but that's okay. Here you go. Here's a new one off the press. Chief and Ain't Easy. Chief, my God, how did that happen? Chief and Ain't Easy. Courtesy of Versus last week, the commissioner himself, Mr. Zane Z. Goody.
My buddy.
Black and white. Now, again, I want to remind everybody that all you need to do, it's not just T-shirts. You just click on the shirt there, and what will happen is the shirt will come up. Look, we're just selling them for $20, a little something to help the guys out. And then you click on this drop-down arrow, ladies and germs, and then there you see all the different options that you can actually get. Chief and Ain't Easy. or the one for Garth. We got to support that.
Suicide prevention.
Suicide prevention.
It's okay.
I don't know what's going on.
Take a deep breath. Thank you.
50% of net proceeds of that shirt will be donated. So help support a good cause here in Nevada. Check it out, thoughtscountanywhere.com, and simply go to the shop tab at the top. Okay, let's start talking about WrestleMania Backlash. Yes, sir. Yeah, you were going to say something. You can have the floor.
What did I do? What are you looking at me?
I know.
Are we not going to talk about the other one now?
Yeah, I wanted the bell to ring. I wanted to wake Thomas up. Since we're talking about merchandise.
You guys really got me confused today.
Well, that's not hard anyway.
And my 3/4 halfheimers ain't even kicked in yet.
Oh, crap. Matt.
37.5.
We still need to put that shirt up.
Yes,
okay,
we do.
Let's share the exciting news for us regarding our merchandise. We'll also have a second home.
Got a really cool email yesterday that our application was accepted, so all of our T-shirts will be on Pro Wrestling Tees this week.
And what is Pro Wrestling Tees for those who don't know?
The home of everybody's shirts except for everybody in WWE.
The home for everybody that matters.
There you go.
Now that we're there.
So yes, sir. Now that we're there, now they're ready to go. Now they'll get famous because we're on there. So give it. What do you see? About a week? You're going to work on getting the shirts up there.
I'll have them up there by like Monday or Tuesday.
Okay, we'll talk about which ones to put up. So just check it out. We're on the Wrestling Tees, Pro Wrestling Tees shirt.com. Well, it's ProWrestlingTees.com.
Yeah.
You'll see they just have to search our show name, right? That's how they find us.
It'll end up being ProWrestlingTees.com/ThoughtsCountAnywhere.
Even better. Even better. All right, let's go on to Backlash from last week. Mr. Thomas.
Thank you. I'm helping you out.
No, I appreciate that, but he did ring the bell before we went over to talk about the shirts. But
I'm pretty sure I'm the exhausted one. This is turning into a shit show.
I know
real
it is.
Quick.
I know it is. Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me. I am Aaron Phillips.
Okay, I'm taking over for a minute.
Okay, take it over. Let's talk about this. Let's get started with Backlash, or whatever you want to talk about, since you're taking over before break.
I'm going to give you a new name this week.
You going to give me a new name?
Everybody.
Oh.
Bob Caudle.
Actually, no one.
Who?
Bob Caudle. And
You
I'm
finally
not,
said somebody non-prehistoric.
and I'm not telling you who. But anyway, the other thing I really wanted to bring up is we lost another great wrestler this week. Started out as a singles wrestler, ended up becoming Sergeant Slaughter's tag team partner, Don Kernodle. Okay, him and the Sarge held the NWA Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Championship and also the NWA Tag Team Championship. So, Mr. Kernodle, you're definitely going to be missed. To his family, from here at Thoughts Count Anywhere, our prayers and condolences go out to you.
Here you go. All right. So on that note, how about we step aside for our first break then before we get into Backlash results? Does that sound good?
Certainly.
Yeah, I did. You know what? I didn't realize till I just scrolled on the shop that there's actually a second shirt that's up there for Garth that you put up there. Eat, sleep, sell cars, repeat.
That was the original one, and then I was like, well, maybe...
Just check your wire. Yeah, that's a very loose wire today for some reason.
That's what she said.
Maybe it's our buddy.
Yeah, Rich, my buddy
coming
Rich.
down.
There
There we go.
There you go. Good
There it
job.
is right there.
For a guy who doesn't know anything about wrestling, that was pretty good that he found the picture.
Thank you, Aaron.
Good job,
I
AE.
appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Google's a hell of a thing.
I know.
And a little more tidbit about Mr. Kernodle. He actually, when he retired out of wrestling, he became a sergeant in the police force in his the city where he retired at.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right on. All right. It's time to step away for our first break. You're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. Coming to you live from the Go Live Vegas studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, if you're watching us, we appreciate it. But if you're going to be on the go, hey, download the Go Live Vegas mobile app, as our good buddy Shawn does when he runs around his house getting ready for work. And you can take us on the go. We'll be right back. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
If inspiration is the beginning, where does it lead? Experience the 2021 Mazda 3 sedan and see where inspiration can take you.
Grab the brass ring in a 2021 Mazda 3 with exclusive FSW discounts at Findlay Mazda. Get Garth today at the Valley Auto Mall.
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? Is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
All right, welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. 702-329-6947. Thomas Brunette is in the DJ booth as our bell ringer today. Who is he cut? I love the headset, man. That blue just lights up your eyes, man.
It does.
That's very cool. Shawn is sitting with us as well. Shawn Hyde is in the studio. What's up, bud? Say that again.
I said, "What's up? What's up?"
There you go. The mic was not turned up, so we got you the second time.
Gotcha.
All right, let's do it. Eat, sleep, sell cars, repeat. T-shirt for Garth on our website. Also, donate. By the way, Garth did send it to me, and I guess that means it's okay that I didn't want to say it, but the shirt and proceeds and going to the organization is in honor of his grandfather, Roy E. Wall, who was taken in 2015. So this is who the proceeds in this project is for. Okay, WrestleMania. Let's talk about, if anybody really cares, well, I guess they do now based on what we talked about. Sheamus defeated Ricochet in a pre-show match. I think that's kind of where everybody's thinking the switch is happening, that Ricochet now is going to get that push.
That's what we called.
I hope Ricochet gets some form of push. That dude's the most underutilized, talented wrestler in that company.
Well,
It'll be good to see him. And it'll also be, I hope it'll be good to see Aleister Black come back too.
Yeah.
well, he made an appearance last night on SmackDown.
To me, they're wrestlers that have been underutilized by the Pine Box Boys, referred to as Vince and Shane.
All right, there you have it. Send your comments.
And
to
that's
Chief
from the
at-
Chief.
There you go. Okay, next match. Rhea Ripley defeated Asuka and Charlotte to retain the Raw Women's Champion. I think we had that one right.
Oh, yeah.
Right, we got that one right. Anything in that match kind of stood out? I mean, I thought it was a good match.
I was waiting for Rhea to put one on Charlotte. Because you like what's her name all the time?
Alexa?
I like Rhea. Rhea's my girl.
She's my number 2.
Yeah, I like Rhea.
If either one walked in the door, I don't think anybody would complain, right?
Nah.
Okay, I didn't think so.
No, I got to meet Rhea at when NXT was out here at
T-Mobile,
no,
Thomas Mack.
no.
They weren't at
The
Allegiant.
Palms.
Thank you.
They were at the Palms.
Yeah.
Yeah, NXT was at the
Yeah,
Palms. At
NXT.
the.
And I got to meet Rhea. Fantastic lady.
Cool.
It was funny last week when Scott had Alundra Blaze. He was like, "Can you go pick her up at the airport?" And I was like, "I can't get up that early." And I was like, "If it was Alexa Bliss, I would require zero sleep."
You'd have been there the night before. By the way, I had an opportunity to meet Alondra last week and at Versus. And great lady. I had an opportunity to chat with her for a few minutes, and she was kind enough to take a quick selfie shot with me, which is pretty cool. Hall of Famer meets Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
That and my $5 still only gets me Starbucks. Anyway.
I get it for 29 cents.
It's 29
Senior citizen discount at McDonald's.
I do at McDonald's?
Yeah.
Ronald's playing with you?
Yeah, 29 cents.
Oh, okay.
And they have good coffee.
The Mysterio Boys, father and son, defeated the Dirty Dogs for the SmackDown Tag Champ. First time father and son are holding a tag belt, right?
Yep.
Ryan, Shawn, what'd you think about that? Dominant, the son and father here.
I think it's great for them. I mean, what a historical moment for, any WWE fan and stuff like that. And I mean, especially for Ray and Dominic. We've seen them interact in WWE before, but I think this is really, really cool. It's awesome. As a father wrestler myself, I mean, I think it's amazing.
Right on. Thomas, your thoughts on father and son?
I think it's cool that they gave the belts to them, but I think it's too short for the Dirty Dogs to lose the titles.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe they'll have a match at the next pay-per-view, which is the steel cage one, right? It's the next one? Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell.
Good morning, Mr. Shark is out there. Good morning, Mr. Shark. Good morning, Krista. Good to see you out there. We had we got to meet Krista Ellicus last week, and she sat in on Twin Brothers late in the afternoon, and that's Aaron's mom. So, very special place in the heart.
Very nice lady.
Yes. Damian Priest defeated Miz in the ever-so-loved zombie lumberjack match. They got paid $1 million, folks, from the folks that Batista's in that movie just to have the zombie thing in there. But anyway.
Put the goddamn logo on, like, the screen or something.
And then, of course, out of that...
Well, give us $1 million. You can have zombies invade the
we'll
studio all you want.
We'll dress as zombies. I don't give a crap. But something bad came out of that match for The Miz, right? For those who may not know.
Yeah, for the first time in his long career, he got hurt. He tore his ACL, and he's going to be out up to like 9 months.
Yeah.
No, he's getting older.
I wonder if they're going to show that in the TV show Miz and Maurice at some point, next season or something.
If he doesn't get a guest spot out of The Walking Dead, out of this, he's doing it wrong.
It'll be interesting to see, though, when they start filming Maurice and Miz.
Right.
If he's
on crutches, post-surgery and stuff. Well, listen, they covered the birth of the kids, so why not, right? Now, also I read that Nikki Cross, who has hardly been seen for quite some time, she also was one of the zombies. She wasn't dressed as a zombie, but she was a lumberjack out there for that match. Did you guys see that?
I didn't.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. She posted on Twitter. Did you guys see that?
I didn't notice it. No.
No. I know she was a lumberjack on Monday night.
I know Scotty Too Hottie was one of the zombies.
Yeah.
Was he really?
Yeah.
That's who I was thinking.
Wow.
I couldn't think of it.
Wow.
Thank you, Matt.
Wow. All right. Talk about old school, right?
Watch it.
Good morning, Good morning, Amanda. Oh, Christopher's out there watching. Thank you, Christopher, watching. We appreciate it. Okay, next match. Bianca Belair defeated Bayley to retain her belt. I don't think any surprise there. We called that one.
Bailey's a wuss.
My favorite wrestler is whoever's going against Bayley at that moment.
There you go. There you go.
Bailey got her ass whipped by the hair.
Yeah, I still can't. That shot she did on Sasha to win the belt. Holy crap!
Still hurts.
Yeah,
That was a stinger.
that was Stinger. That would have killed me. Next match: Bobby Lashley defeated Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman to retain the championship. Of course, Drew didn't take the pin, which keeps him strong because Braun took the pin.
All right, let's really talk about this one.
Okay.
Where is the storyline going to go from here? Okay, he's wrestled Braun, he's beat Braun. He's wrestled Drew, he's beat Drew. Now, where's the storyline going to go? Is it going to keep going now, or are they going to bring somebody else in?
I read tentatively that these two may be in the Hell in a Cell match again for the title.
They're going to be circling these three until there's a new challenger, but the only two challengers that are like ready to go are Randy Orton or AJ Styles, and they're now in tag teams. So, what the hell are they going to do?
You know, I was
Tick tock.
when I was getting ready this morning, I was thinking about it, and there would be here's an interesting thought. AJ Styles has a big guy, correct?
Mm-hmm. Aziz.
And so does the Intercontinental Champion now. He has a big guy.
Right.
I wonder if those two might step up for Lashley.
I don't want to see either one of them. They're too raw. I don't see almost going against
But
Lashley.
who else is there?
No, I agree. There's got to be somebody that's cooking. But those two guys almost wrestled his first match at WrestleMania. I can't see him going against Lashley. Although he might have trouble putting the Hurt Lock on him if he can reach him.
But I'm being realistic.
Yeah, no, of course. I get you.
Who is there right now? I mean, this has been the storyline. Braun, Drew, and Bobby for the last 4 months at least.
Well, Braun was in the last 30 days.
Okay.
Which, again, no storyline connection there in my mind.
But who is there to step in?
Right.
The only other one I can think of is Damian Priest.
As much as I don't want to say this out loud, Raw needs Brock Lesnar back.
Well, that's been a dream match that everybody's been looking for many years, those two.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, who do you think should go up again? Who do you think is Lashley's next opponent? And Thomas, I'll come to you next.
Well, Matt makes a very interesting point. The rumor's been that Brock didn't want to be around until there was a crowd. And I think we might get to it later, but I believe that it was just announced that WWE is going to start touring for crowds again.
July.
So, very good point. I really think WWE just really wants to sink their teeth into still wanting to see how Drew McIntyre is going to get a reaction when we do have a live crowd as well. So I think that's why this has been drawn out more than what we might have seen before.
That's a good point.
Because Braun completely threw me for a loop. Again, no story. I don't understand why he's there. They've kind of crushed him on TV, so to speak, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's why he took the pin and not Drew.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, totally agree with that. Who do you think, Thomas? Who's in your mind?
Well, they just had Kofi beat Lashley on Raw, so could be Kofi against Lashley next.
Kofi 2? Kofi Mania 2?
Could be.
So we still got 2 months left of Lashley and Drew, huh?
Well,
could be.
I say maybe the Chief should go after Lashley.
This could have just changed the Chiefs rant.
It's going to be solely about Aaron.
That's it's okay. All right, last match. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I'd rather go after Roman Reigns.
Okay, well, Roman Reigns defeated Cesaro.
There's another storyline.
Well, listen, Roman defeated Cesaro in what I thought was a tremendous match.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought it was a tremendous match. Long time coming for Cesaro, 10 years, and finally he gets his chance. Then he gets destroyed by Seth Rollins. And this is why I asked earlier. It was brought up actually and busted open as well. Now he's been destroyed with the stomps and the this, and then Seth Rollins is back. Is Cesaro's push kind of slowing down now? I mean...
So answer me this.
Riddle me this, Batman.
Seth's been back for a month now. Maybe a little over
WrestleMania,
a month.
right? He came back at WrestleMania.
Yeah, a month. So he's going to get the push now. He's going to get the damn push after Cesaro and the other fellas have been there the whole time.
Exactly.
They're just zooming him up and going to give him the push.
Not unless he's battling Cesaro, he's not in the top, because I think that's where the next line's going.
Cesaro's arm was in the sling last night, so I don't think he's going to be battling Cesaro.
Any reports on whether it's legit or not? I mean, I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it's storyline related.
Yeah, then he took 2 stomps last night, and the second stomp was on the metal part of the ramp.
But again, I'm going to throw it. He's back now. Now they're moving him back up
I agree.
to the main, to the main character against Roman. No,
but here's the thing with having Rollins do that.
Let me throw this out.
Okay.
Let me ask a question,
Yeah.
Shawn. The way the contracts are written, and I'll just go to you. The way contracts are written, do the wrestlers have certain things they can put in their contracts to where they're just going to constantly mainstream headline wrestling matches?
I don't think so. I mean, I guess it's a possibility, but it's not anything that I've really heard or read about, something like that being guaranteed in a contract. Obviously, when you look at somebody like a Brock Lesnar or someone of that magnitude, I would imagine, with John Cena, I would imagine something like that, would be involved. But I don't know if it's actually going to be written into the contract.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's. But if you're in the top realm of the card, if you're on the top rung and you're in the all that. Whether you're out a month or 2 or 3, or in his case, he was out for paternity leave because of Becky.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah. No, of course. That's where he's always going to be. He is a headliner, in my opinion. He's always been a headliner and now. It would be interesting. The only obstacle in my mind, and we talked about this in the past, heel versus heel is not going to sell.
We had a match this week, heel versus heel.
On TV.
On TV,
not in a major.
It was on Monday.
But
on Monday.
That was a first.
I understand that.
So I say we can have another one.
Listen, when was the last time on a major pay-per-view, not on a TV show, that you had heel versus heel?
Well, we've said on this show that women couldn't main event shows. Mm-hmm. We've said on this show that heel versus heel wouldn't work, but we saw it Monday. So I say give it a chance.
I just feel bad that Cesaro now appears to have been slid out of that main event picture right now.
Again, I'm going to say the Pine Box. Okay.
He slid out of like the championship picture, but he's still in a feud with Seth Rollins. That still is like a main event feud.
Yeah, sure.
Rollins and Reigns are like
Right.
neck and neck as far as like the top goes.
Right. I agree with that.
Rollins is like a face turn away from beating Roman for the belt.
Do you really see? Okay, so let me ask this question. If Rollins is coming back as a heel and Reigns is a heel, are we going to have two heels in the main event?
No. Vince is too old school.
Who's going to change character then?
Seth.
Rollins or Reigns?
We don't know what Seth's approach is to Reigns about the head of the table kind of thing. And he may walk that gray line like Austin always did. Because he may be looking at Reigns saying, what the hell are you doing with this head of the table? Da, 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 da. And even though Rollins is not going to be a full heel, but maybe he's going to carry some disdain for his former Shield partner with this head of the table stuff, and that's where you get the line. Shawn?
Could, not thinking about this, kind of in the back of our minds, but could this also be a lead-in with a possible turn for Seth to become face for his, I don't know if I'd say wife or baby mama to come back?
Could see that too. Yeah. They're both heels, but Roman is such a good heel that if Seth was just to play the line against like the Usos and the family,
right,
and just snap and turn on Roman one week, he would instantly turn face.
Yeah. Well,
because everybody freaking hates Roman Reigns right now.
Right.
And I don't disagree with you. The point that I'll bring up, though, if you looked at the match last night, or not the match, but you looked at the aftermath with Seth and Cesaro, and you seen two, what do you want to call it, curb stomps?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That, to me, is Seth being a heel.
I agree.
Okay.
He is a heel now.
He is a heel, yeah.
So, if they don't want to change his character, or he doesn't want to change it and wants to stay a heel, he's been a heel longer than Roman has.
I think, though, they can play him as a gray-lined face heel like Austin always was. Was he a face? Was he not a face because of all that he did? Rollins last night, he's a heel from the moment he came back. I think we're all in agreement with that. But he can, like we were talking about, he can create that wedge in the table, so to speak, make it divisive, still be a heel, but everybody will support him because he's breaking up the faction that Reigns is head of the table. Still be a heel and do all that shit, and then see how it goes. All right, we have a couple of comments in the chat room from Mr. Shark, which I'll get to in a second. Well, get it right now. I don't think we've had wrestlers had that since Bret Hart. He was referring to the question you had, Chief, about the clauses in the contract about where you come back. Mr. Producer, I'm going to give you a heads up here. We're going to do the Chiefs rant here after I read this. Shan also says you could see wrestlers back in 2012 through 2014 have certain clauses in their contracts like Lesnar, Cena, and or CM Punk. I would say right now, look at Roman Reigns. And he brings that up in his comment. Oh, hello in Reno, Miss Elizabeth Miller. Thank you for watching. When he came back from leukemia, we all thought he was a face, but then that quickly turned, and he was immediately in that main event picture.
Okay. Good morning, hon. I hope you're having a good time up in Reno.
Do you know who that is?
That's my wife.
Oh! Hi, Miss Miller.
Funny
and there's Aaron's Eddie Guerrero moment.
Mine's watching too. Mine's never watched. She just.
Which one's your wife?
Malia.
Hi, Malia. How come I don't have it in my chat room?
It showed up on mine.
Because we're
watching.
important.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. You know what time it is? It is time to start clicking that typewriter.
Me.
You.
I'm ready.
It is time now for 3 minutes of bliss. Sorry, I said it. The Chiefs rant. Good luck, everybody.
Good morning, everyone. It's the Chief and my rant. And I have 3 minutes, but now it's 2:59 and holding. Anyway, here's what we're going to talk about today. I'm not doing a rant, but I am going to talk to the wrestling fans. I am excited. even though it's the WWE product, I am excited that we're actually going to be having live wrestling coming back to us, folks. It's exciting. It's a new era. We've been cooped up for 15, 16 months. We need to start getting out and doing what we're doing. So anyway, Friday, July the 16th, SmackDown at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. Sunday, July the 18th, Money in the Bank at Dickies Arena in Fort Worth. And Monday, July the 19th, a Raw show at the American Airlines Center in Dallas. And from what I'm hearing, and the Chief's pretty knowledgeable about this, it looks like August we're actually going to have an event. What's the name? Allegiant Stadium. That's what it looks like. That's what I've heard anyway. My sources.
Who's your sources?
I'm not telling you. You don't have a need to know. And even if you did, I wouldn't tell you.
I didn't think you would. Damn.
I'm tough. So anyway, now getting back to it, I'm excited about this, and I know AEW's having one down in Jacksonville. They're going to have a live show down there, I believe. So that's 4 shows coming out. We are starting to open up our independent wrestling shows out here, which I'm excited about. Versus FSW and BVW are all going to be having shows out here in the greater Las Vegas area, along with the Beast Compound shows. So I'm really excited about that. And you know what, fans? As MK said a few months ago, when we go to the independent shows, buy merch. That's supporting the independent wrestlers. When WWE comes out here, we hype it. We sell, we go buy the merch because it's WWE or whoever. Buy it from the independent guys. They can use it more. That's the Chief's rant today. The Chief, over and out.
Wow. I don't know what to say. Very
Speaking of
soft-spoken
WWE
rant.
merch, like when you go to a show, they're like $40 freaking, or you can just go to the shop and they're like on sale for like less than 20.
Especially after major shows, they always have sales after the major shows.
Or go on our shops at thoughtscountanywhere.com on the internet and buy our shirts for $20.
And what about starting next week? What's the other site?
Pro Wrestling Tees /ThoughtCountAnywhere.
Epic.
So you didn't think I was listening for the old guy.
All right, that's another. We need a round of applause for the Chief. I think that 3/4 halfheimers just went to half-quarters halfheimers because he remembered that shit.
Yes,
okay.
I did.
Before we go to break, we're going to get ready for a break before we go. Gentlemen, I'm going to ask, we're going to come back from break, and we have a question specific for you two, for Shawn and for Thomas, before we go into the major reports of WWE. So be prepared to answer a question. If you're about to leave us because you can't watch us, fear not, though. Make sure you download the Go Live Vegas mobile app to your phone. Now we even made it better because when we go to break, you'll actually hear the commercials. There's no dead air now during a live show, and we're happy about that. That way our sponsors can continue to get support. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
It's not the worst podcast ever, is it? It's the best podcast. Thoughts Count Anywhere. All your wrestling news, all your hobbit-cha-hey, all your gimmickry. Go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? Is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
All right, welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. Aaron, Chief, Matt, Shawn, Thomas, and of course, Aaron on the board. And of course, all of you out there, give us a call, 702-329-6947. Press 1.
You saw my wife's comment.
I did.
Mrs. Chief.
I did see that. And I sent back a heart in my reply. Okay, to you two gentlemen sitting with us here in studio, and again, thank you for coming in. I know you're big supporters of what we do, and we greatly appreciate that.
Hopefully you're enjoying it.
So here's a question for you guys. What made you guys a wrestling fan? Thomas, we'll start with you. You're in the booth.
Well, my dad was flipping through the channels one day when I was like 8, and it was like on a Spanish channel, and it was like the Royal Rumble '91.
Wow.
And I just got hooked, and
So-
been a fan ever since.
Took a pay-per-view.
Yeah,
Very cool. And your dad was just flipping through the channels?
yeah, and I guess it was on like a Spanish channel, and he just stopped for a couple minutes, and I watched, and I was hooked.
So I want to add an extra question. Who is your favorite wrestler of all time?
Ric Flair.
All right, then we'll go to Shawn with this. So you got one. Give me 3 more for your Mount Rushmore.
Brett, Hogan, and Austin.
Interesting. And Flair, of course.
Yes.
Interesting. Woo! Shawn, same question to you.
Well, as far as I can remember back, I just have early memories. I didn't have a mom or dad that watched wrestling or a grandparent like a lot of stories you hear. I just remember flipping channels as a kid and running into wrestling and was just in awe. And it was just a sport that in my eyes as a kid, a sport that just caught me. And I was hooked. I mean, I was so hooked that some of my punishment would be if I got in trouble, my dad would take my wrestling magazines out of the mail and I couldn't read them.
Oh, wow.
You know, it just, but just so many early memories of just wrestling, watching wrestling. Probably around the time or just before the time of, Hogan tearing the chain off of, or Andre tearing the chain off of Hogan, stuff like that. Just such earlier memories. But
Piper's Pit.
that's when I remember at that point was when I was hooked, like just from then on and just watching it.
Who's your Mount Rushmore?
That's difficult for me. I would have to say, some of the early people that I gravitated to would be Macho Man, caught my eye right off the bat.
Ooh, yeah.
The charisma. Another person would be, and I'd say, it's probably my favorite, which is also crazy because it's my son's favorite, and we're so many different, generations apart. But Sting, just his look, charisma, everything caught me as a kid. Demolition was a tag team that I sunk my teeth into. And, another person that I could never take my eyes off of was Booker T.
Interesting.
Of one of them, I got some interesting news to tell you after the show because I can't tell it publicly yet.
No. Now I got.
We call that a tease.
I have one. I have another question. Wrestling area that you got started at. Where were you at when you first saw wrestling?
Like on TV or in person?
On TV.
My house.
No. What area of the country?
Oh, right here in Vegas.
In Vegas.
Yeah.
Like I said, my earliest memories, I was living in Arkansas. For a very short time in my life, my mom and dad, I was raised by my stepdad. Came into my life when I was 3.
Right.
And I remember they owned a bar. We lived in Arkansas, and they would go to work. They would go to work, and my aunts would watch me or whatever. And I that's when I remember seeing, Saturday Night's Main Event for the first time, stuff like that.
So
Right on.
Oh.
Did you watch any of Bill Watts' wrestling down?
Yeah, I don't remember very much back then of those early memories, but I'm sure.
The other one I was going to ask you is I know you have Portland area.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get to see any of Roddy or Rip Oliver?
Absolutely.
Up
Dutch
in-
Mantel. I remember the original coal miners glove matches, things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
History, baby. History. All right, you know what? As
ain't
you guys
seen
were
nothing
chatting,
yet.
what's that?
You ain't seen nothing yet.
It's okay. As they were talking, I was going through the WWE report you have on here, and I've already crossed about half of them out because we discussed them
The
already.
only one
So-
I want to talk
not
about.
as much.
Fine then. No.
Velveteen.
Yeah, I was going to get to
Velveteen
that.
Dream.
I was going to get to that. WWE report. NXT released Velveteen Dream, Vanessa Bourne, Alexander Wolf, Jessamine Duke. That's what I was trying to say. Kavita Devi, Skylar Story, Ezra Judge, and a referee, Jake Clemens, and referee Drake Wirtz. First time I've ever heard referees, except for Chioda when he was dropped last year. But
Mike Chioda.
yeah. Velveteen Dream, I think, to me on that list. The other ones I'm not as familiar with, but we know Velveteen Dream won the Tough Enough competition, which got him in. A lot of issues, a lot of problems. Were you shocked by his release?
Hell no. I can't believe that didn't come months ago.
Chief?
Can only text little boys so long before... I don't understand how he
I
got a
read
job.
the story. I read the story on the dirt sheets, and I wonder how much of it is true. And again, I said it last week. How much of what we read is true, and how much of it isn't true. And I think things like this, what I read, sometimes doesn't need to be put out in the public eye. It just needs to be said, he got released.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Absolutely.
No.
And
I wonder if they're going to have any more garbage bags left to ship stuff back to these guys.
Send his in a Ziploc.
Here's the other reason. when people like this, and I'm assuming most of the people other than Velveteen were, trainees down there, okay? For some of them, when you bring the dirt out, it's hard for them to go to another promotion to try to get a job.
Right.
And that's...
Because they carry that baggage with that attitude. They know
Well,
about it.
and here's one name I'll throw out there. Tessa Blanchard. And I'll leave it at that. Nah.
So, Mr. Shark, who was one of our bell ringers a few weeks ago, we did not ask him that question about Mount Rushmore because it just came to us now as we're talking with these guys. But he writes in there, Eddie Guerrero, Jericho, Stone Cold, and The Rock would be his Mount Rushmore.
Good pick.
I'm surprised Jericho doesn't get more of a... I mean, you talk about a guy who's transformed over 30-plus years, and look what he's done for AEW. In my opinion, when they launched, he put AEW on the map.
Yeah.
See, now you all talk about the wrestlers, and they're all good wrestlers. I'm going to give you mine.
Okay.
Andre the Giant.
Right.
Bruno Sammartino.
I was just thinking of him.
Superstar Billy Graham.
Oh, yeah, I saw
and
him.
Buddy Rogers.
Yeah, I watched them all.
And one more, Nick Bockwinkel. If you didn't have those five in wrestling back in the day, what we've got today wouldn't even be here.
But Mount Rushmore has only 4.
That's okay. The Chiefs allowed to have 5.
Okay, that's fine.
The
but
Chief expanded them out.
That's right, exactly. It's Superstar Billy Graham. I mean, I was in the Garden when he lost to Bob Backlund in '76 when he lost that, and I've had the pleasure of actually interviewing Backlund, which is still on YouTube, by the way. But you mentioned great. I mean, Bruno. Listen, these Mount Rushmore questions are so subjective. But you mentioned a time. You mentioned people in the golden era of pro wrestling. That's what I think people need to understand. I mean, wrestling goes through phases, right?
Yep.
And the guys you mentioned, Gorgeous George and all those guys, Haystacks Calhoun and Gorilla Monsoon and all
Bobo
those.
Brazil.
Listen, young generations may not even know Bobby Heenan. They may know his name, maybe if they see him on the archive, but he was a great wrestler. He wrestled. He was in there. Freddie Blassie, come on.
There's a lot of people that only know him as a WCW commentator.
Right, exactly.
That's terrifying.
Exactly.
Bobby Heenan started out in California with Roy Shire's promotion in the San Francisco area. Him, Pat Patterson. I'm trying to think of the other blonde, and it's not coming to me, so I'll stop there.
Okay. Okay, next topic. Where did it go? I had it in front of me. Bronson Reed won the North American Championship title, defeating Johnny Gargano in a steel cage match.
That was a good match. I didn't think Bronson Reed was actually going to win it, just because I figured Gargano was going to sneakily get out of there somehow. But
He was going to what?
Sneakily get out of the cage somehow. Sure, why not?
Sorry, we now have a dictionary, folks.
At least I know who Eddie Guerrero is.
Yeah. Who did know Eddie Guerrero?
Him.
Oh, him. But we had Vicky on.
That's what made it 1,000 times worse.
So okay. So Gargano lost to Reed.
It's cool. I haven't paid him yet, so I dare.
We're losing it.
I paid my half, so if your mic goes off, you'll know why.
So Gargano beat Bronson. Okay.
No, Bronson
Bronson
beat
beat
Gargano.
Gargano.
Excuse me.
We're back to three quarters. By the
Yeah,
way.
Bronson beat Gargano, and
7-8.
we haven't seen Adam Cole. So
Cole and Bronson.
is Gargano and Cole going to get moved?
As much as I want to see either.
Hello, 1, 2, 3, mic check. Don't be messing with me.
As
now.
much as I want to see those two go to the main roster, I'm kind of terrified just of what Vince does to the NXT
Always.
people.
Right. What kind of reaction is Keith Lee going to get when and if he ever comes back because of that same situation? But
Well,
True.
you know the other part of it is all these wrestlers that just got let go. How many more are there down at the training center that haven't even? Yeah, I don't care.
I know.
That
See,
haven't.
folks, we generally have a run sheet, but we don't give a shit.
No,
No, just kidding.
that
We're on
haven't.
the fly.
That haven't. Haven't even been on a show yet.
Right. Totally agree. They don't know what to do with the guys in NXT. There's too many examples. Yes, we've had some success with Bianca Belair to name one, but there have been far too many that have come up. Again, Keith Lee. Who knows? Damian Drake has come up hot. Not Damian Drake, Priest.
Damian Priest.
But you don't know what's going to happen.
Well, like-
because he started with Bad Bunny, Big Bunny, Bugs Bunny, whatever his name was. It's not my music. so-
Bad Bunny.
Thank you. How come the old guy knows that? Anyway, so, who knows? And you're right. They just don't treat him right. NXT should be the A show, if you ask me.
But I still say they need to cut an hour off of Raw.
Totally.
And give the women a damn show, Vince.
Totally.
Listen to me.
They need to cut 3 hours of Raw. too.
Just-
Oh, I wasn't going there.
Just get the highlights, right? All right, next topic. Coming up on NXT, Karrion Kross will defend the NXT Championship against Finn Balor.
I will divert to everybody else in here.
I'm going to get a whole bunch of hate for this, but I've never wanted Finn Balor to win a match in my whole life this much. Solely because SummerSlam is going to be in Vegas, and I want Karrion Kross on the main roster by then.
There you go.
Drop the belt.
I think that's a good
I don't think
storyline.
he's going to drop the belt,
Right.
honestly, by then, but
But he can still make an appearance at SummerSlam, even as the NXT champ.
true.
Right, and he's been talking mouth about Cena, and I read a report in that link I sent you guys this morning, the number one bullet point, Cena's expected to be back in action for the first major live audience event, for whatever that's worth.
They can't pull some Impact bullshit like they did with him this time, because when they brought Kross to Vegas, he was a real bad guy, and he got cheered out of the building, and
Right.
they had to pull some crap later on to get some booze.
Yeah, that's true. All right, next, let's go to AEW Impact.
We were talking about Corporal Clink earlier.
Yeah, was it Sergeant Clink?
Sergeant Clink.
Whatever.
I know nothing.
All right, here we go. Real quickly before we get to birthdays, Dynamite will be moving to TBS in 2022. They have 1 million more viewers on TBS than they do on TNT. A new show will debut on TNT as well as a new 1-hour show on Fridays will debut called Rampage, and that's 1 hour before SmackDown. Now, are they hurting their recipe by having so many shows now, just like WWE is? And according to things I've seen, their TV ratings have really been tanking. Is this a smart move to expand TV shows right now?
I read that their ratings are higher than WWE right now.
So, well, it's competing information. So you
Last
conflicting.
week, they were the highest rated show on cable of that day.
And the other thing
on that day, but they're not up against They're not up against the other shows anymore.
No, but they were against every cable show on television
Well, when you're going
that
up
day.
when you're going up against a cooking show,
Well,
no, I'm
the
just kidding.
other thing I want to say is how many wrestlers does AEW have backstage that they're not using? Main event
Yeah.
like AEW
Right.
Wednesday night show.
Right.
How many of the wrestlers can go to the other show and?
Well, that was supposed to be the theory with Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, but it doesn't. It's not getting enough. We're up against the clock already.
Hold
Can you
on
believe
one
this?
sec. I
Well,
got one thing.
WWE's creative sucks.
And you can get a shirt on our shop that says that. Well, kinda.
I saw in one of the groups they were like, "Well, what are they going to do with the TNT Championship?"
Oh, yes.
and I was like, "Oh, that kind of makes sense." And someone's like, "Why would they? TNT means Dynamite, like the
Right, the
TNT.
explosion.
I didn't even put that together until yesterday. I thought it was
Neither did
literally
I,
just the
Well,
TV
yeah.
thing. They're like, well, TNT is dynamite.
Right.
And I was like,
Ding, 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 ding. All right, I want to mention Aaron E has been very, very kind to Thomas today in the chat room in the box over there. He's only had the headset on. I don't know why he's doing
That's
that.
because I jumped his ass about the cereal. He
Oh,
didn't
I
have
see.
his cereal.
All right, we're going to get back to some of these other things real quickly, but first, let's do some birthdays, gentlemen. We're down about 4 minutes already.
Happy birthday to you.
Absolutely. All right, if you are celebrating a birthday from today through next Friday, from all of us here at TCA and our guests and anybody in and around within our listening audience, we want to wish you a happy birthday. But you're celebrating along with these. Oh, I didn't know this one. Along with these people, May 22nd, Brian Pillman. I finally just caught up to the dark side of the ring and his stuff. Scott Putski, Polish Power's son, Daniel Bryan. Oh my goodness, Tracy Brooks and Joe Coffey. May 23rd, Alex Shelley and the Fiend Bray Wyatt. May 25th, Ricky Banderas, Alberto Del Rio, Roman Reigns, the Chief, and Bo Dallas, the Tribal Chief over there for Mr. Roman. May 27th, Eric Bischoff and Natalia. And May 28th, Kamala, Chaz, Seth Rollins, and Joseph Connors. Happy birthday to all of you and anybody out there celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday, another year of health and prosperity. And again, buy shirts and let's support the suicide prevention organization. That's it. I'm done with birthdays.
And just so you know,
Yes, sir.
there's only one chief, and the tribal.
He's the tribal chief.
And the tribal chief can't carry my jockstrap. So I just wanted to put that out there to you, sir.
All right.
everybody tweet Roman Reigns.
That's right. Hashtag Chief says can't carry jockstrap. Hashtag.
I'm putting that on Twitter right now.
That's right. Impact new commercial for Slammiversary teasing Daniel Bryan, Iconics, Forgotten Sons, and Bullet Club and more. Foreshadowing?
In their dreams.
I
They
know.
can't afford to pay people
I think-
T-shirt money.
I
They
think
ain't
we
going
saw
to
that
afford
last
any
year.
of them.
Yeah.
We saw that last year as well after the a bunch of the
Right.
WWE cuts.
Yeah. Yep.
Some of them came true, some of them didn't. So very
They
interesting.
had enough money to make that video.
Yeah.
There you
That
go.
was their budget for the month.
All right, let's jump into some pop culture topics. We are in the midst of the NBA playoffs. They have started with these play-in tournaments, like the NCAA tournament. I'm not for it. I'm a traditionalist. Half the league's getting into some playoff format. Totally dilutes the regular season, and I'm a traditionalist. I have to admit it. I don't know, but it has started. So I don't know. Did Golden State win last night? Anybody know?
No.
Because they went to overtime against Memphis. I did not see the score. So
Don't know.
They lost.
That's what screwed
They
over
lost?
Yeah.
Golden State lost.
Well, there you go. So
So
Steph
they
Curry
didn't
with all
make
the
it, huh?
no, with Steph Curry and all of his points and MVP candidacy, they lost in overtime. So all right,
I'm taking the next one. The,
Okay.
the buffets are opening in Las Vegas.
except Station Casinos buffets, they're staying
Well.
closed.
The real buffets are open.
Oh, there you go.
All right. Caesars.
Salad.
I don't know when MGM's opening.
I don't know. I didn't.
I know Caesars is open though. They opened Wednesday.
Yeah. Now are they
and
treating
it was good.
Are they treating it like
Oh,
the traditional
yeah.
buffet?
Traditional buffet, and it
But
was.
I'm sure the glass partitions. There has to be some stuff to protect.
there is.
Yeah. Okay.
But the tongs were there.
yeah.
and-
Sure.
but-
So it was self-service.
And it was great. It was fun. I enjoyed.
So you were there. You ate.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for my invite. What the hell happened to it?
Yeah, where was mine? What the hell?
All right, last topic for here in Las Vegas this upcoming week. 2.5 days left. Shant says MGM is opening on the 27th.
Who cares?
Just in time. No, you were asking about buffets.
Oh.
I'm literally just asking about it. It's
There
back to
goes the rest of the
7/8. It's up to
Alzheimer's.
7/8.
It's 7/8. How about 9/10 right now? It was almost a 3 count.
Duh.
So this is the last week of school here in Clark County. Wednesday is a half day, so after Wednesday, well, still just drive carefully. But there is 30 extra days of teaching for June 1st, June 30th. It's the accelerated program to give kids an extra 30 days based on what happened. But I'm off for the summer now, so
May the 20. When's May the 27th?
next Thursday,
Next Thursday.
upcoming
So
Thursday.
that's Shant. Is that all MGM properties or just MGM itself that's opening up?
Oh, now he didn't know what the answer was for. Now he wants to learn more. Jeez Louise.
Never-
Shawn, thank you for coming in, buddy.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Pleasure
It's
to
been a pleasure.
any Saturday, dude. Just ring us up and say I'm coming down to hang out.
Awesome.
You got it. Mr. Thomas Brunette in our DJ booth, the bell ringer. Good man. Excellent to have him here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now all your friends and coworkers at Albertsons can see this tape and they
Yep.
can bribe you for better wages or something.
If you want to buy some cool like wrestling merch, check out the Brew Brothers on Top Rope. Was it Collectibles?
Collectibles, yes, sir.
Yeah, you always got some cool like lives going and selling cool stuff.
All right, as we wrap up, let's go around the horn. Mr. Matt, final thoughts.
Everybody have a good week. Stay safe.
Chief, by the way, Shan answered your question. Just the MGM, just MGM Grand.
Okay. Everybody have a good week. Go to the buffet. Support independent wrestling. And the Pine Box needs to go away.
I'm just trying to come up with something. I'm dead. I have nothing to come back
You've
with
got
that.
one line, and it's the most. And it's the most pertinent and important line on this show, sir.
I'll get to it.
Thank you.
I just want to remind everybody, let's help support the Nevada Coalition for Suicide Prevention in honor of Garth Wall's dad. Simply go to our
Grandpa.
ThoughtsCountAnywhere.com. Go to the shop tab. Anything eat, sleep, sell cars, repeat, as well as his other shirt. You'll see the hashtag #GotGarth. 50% of net proceeds will be going to that cause. Okay.
And to our guests, thanks for coming in, guys.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Thoroughly enjoyed. All right. For all of these guys and everybody out there, I want to thank you for watching. High noon here Pacific time. Twin brothers from different mothers. Joe Acosta. He is the Barry Gibbs tribute artist and all the BG stuff here and around the world. Neil Portnoy and I will have him. That's coming up in 2 hours. Have a great week, everybody. As always, be kind to everybody. Why is that? Well, we have. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week right here on TCA.